there's one thing I love, it's tacos. Specifically, these Chipotle chicken tacos. They're super easy to make. You can make them in the cast iron, on the grill, on your Blackstone like we are today. The marinade that we're gonna make is packed with tons of flavor, and we're topping it off with our homemade salsa that packs a perfect punch. If you wanna learn how to make these simple yet delicious chicken tacos, stay tuned, because when you make this for your family, it's gonna be a big hit. Our marinade is a Chipotle style marinade. We're gonna go in with 1 can of Chipotle peppers and adobo sauce, a splash of olive oil, some freshly ground salt, and some freshly ground pepper. Add in some oregano, chili powder, and cumin. Finally, top it off with 1 clove of garlic and make sure we blend this up really good. We want to make sure that all of our peppers and garlic are grinded up to a full liquid. This will ensure that our chicken will soak in all flavors from our marinade. We're using some boneless chicken thighs here. Boneless is easier. You don't got to worry about cutting out any of these bones. Throw them right into your marinade, and we're going to let this marinate for a couple hours in our fridge. If you have the time, let this marinate overnight instead. It tastes just as good only marinating it a couple hours, but overnight is unbeatable. I got my Blackstone behind me set to medium heat. Let's go ahead and throw these bad boys on. Our Blackstone is set to medium heat. I'm going to toss down just a little bit of canola oil. This is going to be our lubricant. Make sure it doesn't stick. Pull them out one by one. Once you throw this chicken on here, you can already tell just by the smell that this is going to be phenomenal. It's going to be super delicious. So we'll let this cook for a couple minutes on this side. We'll give it a flip, and we're searching for an internal temperature of around 175-ish. Make sure you move these around, make sure they're not sticking. If you need to add more oil, that's no problem. Just add it in there. All right, let's give these a flip. Starting to get a nice char on here. Look at that. It's beautiful. These are going to take a couple minutes. This recipe is simple, you know, this chicken's simple to make. You know, you just throw it on, nothing fancy. Our chicken's looking tasty. This is moving along. Now with this, you don't want the heat too high. Again, like I said, medium heat. If the heat is too high, you'll just be burning the marinade. Well, a little bit of char is okay. We don't want our whole chicken burnt up to a crisp. Now I'm going to take the thickest piece here. I'm going to check the internal temperature. I can never stress enough how important internal temperature is when you're cooking any meat at all. Whether it's on the Blackstone, whether it's inside in the oven, on the stovetop, in your grill, thermometers are key. The last thing you want is to eat bad food and get food poisoning. So we'll take this, and we'll go into the thickest part. Again, we're looking for a temperature close to 175. There we are, we're at 180 on this one. Now, I actually don't like to do this on the top itself, because if you poke a little bit too far and you touch the griddle top, it's going to shoot that temperature all the way up, and you're going to get an inaccurate reading. So when you're checking the temperature, pull it off and then do it. All right, guys, our chicken's done. Let's take it, put it onto a tray here. I cannot wait to dig into this. Woo-wee. That looks delicious. Let's get our taco holder ready with our tortillas. Now I have these mini zero net carb tortillas. You don't have to use these, of course. I'm only using these because personal diet reasons. So get these all in here. Get them ready to load up with our chicken. Now this holder comes in handy for this exact reason. Easy assembly of the taco. When you're finished, you pick it up, bring it inside. Super simple. I highly recommend you invest in one of these. I will drop a link in my bio to a couple different ones. See which ones you like. You could also find them at your local Walmart. Now, of course, have some gloves on. Makes everything super clean and simple. You also don't want to really touch this chicken, rub your eye with your bare finger. It'll burn. We're just going to take a nice sharp knife, slice these thighs up. Kind of want to do small pieces, so we're going to be sprinkling these into our tortillas. Now, the dark meat on these thighs are always good for tacos. They have a little more flavor than the breasts, a little bit juicier. Now, if you could smell through the screen, you would want to eat all this up before you even get it on the taco. That's how good it smells. Let's get our taco rack over here. We're just going to sprinkle in our chicken. Now build your taco however you like. If you like cheese, hot sauce, a little bit of lime juice, this is where you can get really creative. Now here, I'm plating these pretty simple. I'm gonna just throw on a little bit of lettuce. Again, add some Mexican cheese, add whatever you like. But sometimes I find that the Chipotle peppers and those seasonings that we added into this just have so much flavor. You don't even need to add anything extra. But I am also going to top this off with some of my homemade salsa. I have some jalapeno in here, some red onion, some garlic, some poblano pepper, lime juice, a little bit of lemon juice. This stuff is delicious. Even goes good with just some tortilla chips. Boom. That's it. It's so simple. Our tacos are all plated. I chopped up the rest of the chicken, filled the rest of those tortillas, but this is what we have here in our holder. Looks delicious. Can't wait to try it. I already know this tastes delicious, but you know, we have to go in for one bite. Maybe two. Here it is. So, right off the bat, you get a little bit of kick from those Chipotle peppers and the adobo sauce. On top of it, our homemade salsa is a little bit spicy, but the flavor is really there. It's delicious. Now I know this recipe was fast and it was pretty simple, but it is delicious. If you learned anything today, if you like this recipe, leave me some feedback down in the comments. But if I were you, I'd turn off your phone, I'd go run to the store, get all the ingredients, and make this right away.